The next thing I'm going to talk about is setting up your gradebook and doing rubrics. So if I go to my gradebook on the left side of the screen, this subcategory grade setup pops up, so I can click on that. And there are a few things that you can do here. One, you can add categories. So like I talked about in the video about assignments, you can have categories as a way for students to organize information in their gradebook. So to give you an idea of what this looks like, I have two categories, math assignments and VSS reading prompts. So if I view my course as one of my students, in his gradebook, his assignments are categorized under math assignments and reading prompts. So this is what it will look like. This is what those categories look like to the student. So I do think it is a good idea to use categories as a way to organizing what the students are doing. So I go to, that view, gradebook, grade setup. So I can add categories. You might have homework, classwork, assignments. Like I mentioned in another video, we used the learning standards as our categories last year because then the students could see what assignments they completed in those for each of those standards. Okay, the scale should be D100. And then we're not going to worry about the rest of this yet. So just make sure that you have some categories and then the D100 scale. I would recommend over on the right-hand side starring D100 because if you do that, then anytime you create an assignment, it will automatically default to D100 instead of numeric. So once you made your changes, you can save them. Once you've added all your categories and fixed all your settings, you can also copy settings if you teach multiple classes. So that's kind of nice. So I could copy the settings. You don't want to copy settings, add categories, and copy settings again because it will copy all the categories, so you're going to have double categories then. But something else that you can do in the gradebook is look at rubrics and create rubrics. So if on the right-hand side, you can click on rubrics. Okay, this is my example one, and we're going to add a rubric. So there's two things you'll definitely want to do first. You want to give it a title. We'll do example rubric. And then you'll want to apply the D100 grading scale, which changes the wording of the 1 through 4 to match the wording on their progress reports. Once you've done that, you can go ahead and add your learning objectives. And we try to use custom learning objectives. Okay, so I can pick what I am. So I'm going to science because I'm a science teacher. And I can click one or I can click multiple, and you can kind of see them showing up in the background. Okay. I don't want this top row, so I scroll over and I can just X that out. Once I have this, I can type in here what an exceeding looks like, what meeting looks like approaching beginning. I can make it as long as I'd like. And then once I'm all done, I hit create. And here is my example rubric. I can copy it to courses, I can save to resources. So when I am doing an assignment, scale rubric, if I want to attach a rubric, all my rubrics will show up right here. You can also create one as you're creating your assignment. What the students see when they have an assignment with a rubric attached is that it will show up at the bottom of the assignment. So right here, and then you can fill this in. If you had filled this in with what each one looks like, they have a clear idea of what their expectations are.